Hello, friends. Welcome back to Adriana Wellness After 50. I'm so excited to continue our conversation regarding my explant surgery experience. So, this is part two. If you watch part one, you'll see that in part one, I'm talking about all of the logistical aspects of the surgery, the doctor that I chose, why I chose the doctor that I chose. The other doctor that I actually had a consultation with in Florida who only does explant surgeries, and so much more. On this particular video, what I'm going to talk about is more about the healing process on all levels, not only physical, but also emotional and spiritual. So let's get right into it. So first of all, I want to highlight the fact that the healing process is certainly not very easy. For me, it really brought up a lot. It brought up a lot of discomfort, a lot of emotions, a lot of I guess, unresolved issues from my past. If you're on a spiritual path, you know what I'm talking about. It was almost like removing the implants was almost like removing a layer from my body that didn't belong there, that was no longer serving me, and that in order for me to remove that layer, that removing that layer was actually getting closer to my true self. And so doing that, of course, brought up a lot of stuff for me. And I had to look into it and see what that was and revisit some unresolved issues from my past that were getting in the way. So removing my breast implants was definitely the catalyst for me to get closer to my body, to my true essence, to my true self. So for that, I am incredibly grateful for, and I think that was really the reason why I did it. Because I wanted to have a more of a natural approach, more of a healing, natural and authentic approach to life. And with that, of course, I had to make the decision to remove something that didn't belong in my body. Once again, I want to really mention the fact that, that I am not judging the women who have chosen differently, and I'm just simply sharing my own experience. And if this is going to serve you, then I've done my job. So the first 3 months of the healing process, it's uncomfortable, right? Because you don't know how you're going to look. You still have a lot of inflammation. You still have to wear a bra. You have to wear a bra 24/7 to sleep throughout the day. The bra has to be pretty tight in order to hold it all together, to protect the surgery and the shape of your new breasts. They're not new, right? But meaning the new shape, I should say. So you don't even know what you're going to look like. So if you are considering doing this, know that the first 3 months you're not going to know what you're going to look like. The doctor says, most doctors say that you're going to see the true results by the end of the first year. So I'm not even there yet. I'm actually on month 7th of after my explant. So I'm still going through the healing process, but the doctor says that this is pretty much the way that I'm going to look at the end. So first 3 months, again, you wear your bra. You have to really be careful. You can't lift any heavy objects, especially nothing from your shoulders up. You cannot do bench press or any crazy exercises. You can pretty much work your legs, your abdomen, things like that, but nothing that requires you to lift anything heavy that is going to involve your breast muscles, okay? After those first 3 months, you are clear to go to the gym and do whatever you want. yeah, still, with some discretion, like not lifting like super heavy weights right after the first 3 months, but like you got to start, slow and uh, gradually, going back to what you used to lift before the explant. So also, after the first 3 months, between month 3 and month 6, that is considered the fluffing period. I don't know if you've heard of this, but this is fluffing. The term fluffing means that is the period where your breast tissue is beginning to soften and to reaccommodate. So basically, it's filling the space where the implant used to be, right? So when they remove the implant, there is a space, a hole, right? And the breast tissue is sort of, again, working itself back into that place to go back and to reaccommodate itself. So when you go through this fluffing period from month 3 through like month, I guess the doctor says until, month the end of the year, so month 12, let's say, you don't know what your breasts are going to really be like. A lot of women have experienced like one size up, after the first 6 months, and they're like amazed that they go from like a 32B to a C within a year by the end of the first year. That is not my case. I'm on month 7 and I'm probably at 32B, between A and a B, more leaning towards a B, I should say. I would love it if it goes like into a full B cup. I would love that. Again, I'm not going to know that until the end of the year. So yeah, so that's the fluffing period, and so you don't freak out if you don't see exactly what you're going to look like right away, because you are not going to. Okay? So again, the surgery for me was very emotional. And I'm going to mention that again. It brought up a lot of stuff for me. It brought up a lot of sadness for doing that to my body twice in a row, actually 3 times, going through 3 surgeries. The first one was the first set of implants that I got when I was in my early 20s. Then the second set of implants, right? I switched the first ones for a second set, and then I removed them completely. So it's 3 surgeries where my breasts were cut. I felt sadness for putting my body through that. Your body has to work so hard to heal again. It has to work so hard to adjust to having breast implants, and it has to work hard again to reaccommodate your own tissue back into that space after you remove them. So this is my experience again. There was a lot of self-forgiveness, that I had to go through. I felt badly that I had done it. I felt badly that I didn't accept my body exactly as it was. I felt badly that I didn't really love how I looked naturally, and that I had to get these big implants in order to feel worthy, in order to feel sexy, in order to feel pretty. And so it's like I really, what this path right now is bringing up for me is that self-connection. It's being connected to my body in a way that I've never experienced in the past, right? By removing the implants, it's like I get a layer closer to my body and giving my body right now what it really wants, nurturing it in a way that it really needs to be nurtured, giving it the foods that it wants, not exposing my body to chemicals that are going to harm it, not exposing my body to environments where it doesn't feel safe. For me, this is a journey of being more conscious about my health, taking my health into my own hands, being sovereign about my health, not outsourcing my power to doctors or to other people to do what I think my body would want, but to instead to really listening to my body, asking questions, feeling it. How does my body feel with this? How does my stomach feel when I eat certain things, right? And like really paying attention. That's what it is, like really being conscious of what my body wants and paying close attention so that I can be more in tune with myself and that I can make choices that are in alignment with what my body really wants. So when I decided to remove the implants, that decision came merely from a place of self-exploration. I was starting to go through a lot of hormonal imbalance. I am 51 now, but I started going through perimenopause in my mid-40s, maybe late 40s, and I began to feel different. Mind you, I am a very athletic woman. I am super active. I am always on the go, or I should say used to be always on the go, doing. That's probably how I got my value, through doing. If I was doing something, I felt that I was valuable. If I was performing, then I was, useful. And I think what all these changes in my body have brought for me is to slow down and to pay more close attention to what my body is telling me and what my body is wanting from me. So going through all of the hormonal challenges that I was having in my late 40s, I started doing some more research, right, about hormonal replacement therapy, which is, something that we will get into in a different video. I'm not going to talk about that today, but to give you just a quick summary, is that I am doing HRT right now, which is hormonal replacement therapy. I am not in menopause yet. I am in perimenopause, which is the period before you go fully into menopause. So that means I still get my period. They are not as consistent as they used to be. I don't get my period every month. I get them every other month, maybe every 3 months. It's like very inconsistent, and that's what's called the phase of perimenopause. And I got into HRT for so many different reasons, the challenges that I was experiencing. I started HRT with a natural, functional, I should say, doctor. And I've been on it for about 1.5 years. And I am still experiencing some challenges with that, like trying to stabilize my hormones, and do I need a little bit more of this or less of this hormone, or, to really get them, on the level that my body wants them to be. It's been quite a challenge. So as I was going through that, that's when I started to ask questions, to ask questions to myself, to my body. What do you really want? What is it going to be moving forward? Are we getting another set of implants after this set of implants? I was going on to my 10th year, and I knew that I had to replace them at some point. And at that point, it was clear to me, as I mentioned on my first video, that was definitely not an option for me anymore to get another set of implants, that I did not want to do another surgery and then another one 10 years from then. So I thought, that's it. I am taking the implants out, and I am really listening to my body right now. I'm going to go through a period of really getting in tune with my health, with my body, and allowing my body to tell me what it wants from me, what it needs from me. That's where I'm at right now. So I just want to say that I am so blessed that I went through this surgery and that I removed the implants. I feel so proud of myself for doing that. I have no regrets. It's been honestly the best thing I've done. I I am in awe to my body and to all the things that it does for me, and I don't want to put it through anything like that anymore. I I feel that our bodies are always telling us what it needs. It's always telling us what is wrong with it, and it's always telling us what it needs from us. And I think that we just don't listen enough. Every time that we get like a little pain here or there, or a chronic illness or inflammation or whatever, it's simply your body letting you know something. Is your body giving you information about what it wants and what it needs. And when we have the capacity to connect with that information and to follow the guidance that our bodies are giving it, I think that is empowerment. I think that is like taking your own health into your own hands, to being at the top of your health, to being sovereign about your health and your life. So it's been incredible to be on this path and to now really embrace my breasts, even if they are smaller than ever, right? Even they're smaller than what I had before I got implants in the first place, because before I had my first implants, I had a little bit of a bigger breast. Then I breastfed my second child for about a year, and that's when I lost all the breast tissue and I decided to get breast implants. So I am just learning to adapt to this new shape in my body, right? And it's been kind of fun because I feel that my body looks actually more athletic right now with smaller breasts. I felt that with the bigger breasts, I felt my upper body looked a little bit more boxy. And now I feel so much leaner. I feel like my breasts are proportioned to my body, to the rest of my body. I'm so enjoying buying new tops and like just having my wardrobe is now beginning to change completely, because a lot of the tops and the outfits that I used to wear before are just not flattering on me anymore. And also because I've changed as a person, right? Energetically, emotionally, spiritually. And so now I feel that even when you remove the implants, it does something to you. It really does something to you. As you come back to yourself in a different way, you become aware of parts of your personality, parts of yourself that you were not seeing before the explant. And so it's been pretty humbling for me to go through this process and to rediscover who I am without the implants. That I am not the woman with the big boobs anymore. And that now I feel it's so fun to really go out and to not be stared at my breasts, all the time by men. Now like I feel like I really, they look at me in the eyes now. And that's very refreshing to me. To be seen for who I truly am, not for, the big boobs, the women with the big boobs. It's no judgment here, right? Because I'm going to say one more time, I used to love those implants. I enjoyed the heck out of them, and sometimes, there are certain outfits that, they looked amazing, right? With, the cleavage and the tops, and I really enjoyed them. I had a good relationship with them, but I feel like I graduated from them. And I got to a point where I wanted to just be all natural. And that's the look that I am into right now. That's where I'm at. So I'm really enjoying this journey right now, and I think that what this has brought up for me is a deeper connection to myself, a deeper connection to my body and deeper clarity. Like I had a little bit of a mental fog when before the explant, and now I feel like so much more clear. I just feel like I really don't care, what people think anymore. I really feel that this is my life. This is what I want to do. This is the path that I want to be on. And I feel more free. That's really what I want to say. I feel more free and more sovereign about my life, about my body, about my health, about everything that I choose right now. I feel that it is for me. It's for me, and it's what it feels right for me, and it's what aligns with me. And it's an incredible place to be. So with that, I am going to wrap it up, but I am going to come back to share with you some of the beauty tips, natural beauty tips that I in the daily basis I do. Some of my rituals, everything is completely natural. I am not against plastic surgery. I'm not against injections or any of that stuff. If that's your path, that's your path, and I respect it. I want to share what is in alignment for me and for my body right now, and everything for me is natural. And so I have discovered so many things that we can do now in order to have a beautiful skin, in order to have, a more defined body in a natural way. And I would love to share those tips with you. So if this is something that resonates with you, and this is the path that is more in alignment with you right now, to be more in a natural path that feels more authentic to you, to be taking care of yourself in a natural way, then I would love for you to subscribe to this channel and to join me and to share with us here in the comments if you already had an explant surgery. How did that go for you? Let us know, and let us know where you're at in your journey. I'm sending you so much love, and I'll see you on the next video. Take care. Bye.